Welcome to you all in this online class. Today we will continue to discuss the topic power and function of parliament. Actually, here the term in your book is given union parliament. Actually, it should be union legislature because union legislature is known as the parliament. As you know, the main function of parliament is to legislate law, to make law. Here one image is given for you to know how the session goes on in parliament, right? These are the seats of MPs, parliamentarians, all the council of ministers, prime ministers, and rest the MPs of all the parties, political parties, sit together here. No doubt their seats are bifurcated as per the norms, and discussion over any topic goes on here. Is it clear? There is the seat, on the high place, that is of speaker, because every members of parliament has to address to the speaker whatever they have to speak in the assembly, parliament. It is said by addressing the head of the Lok Sabha speaker. Okay. So here we are going to know about the power and function of Indian Parliament. Okay. Now first topic is what? Legislative powers. Since the power and function of Parliament is large, very vast, so it is categorized into 5 categories, 4-5 categories. First is known as legislative powers. Legislative power, you know, it means to make law. Since Parliament is the highest lawmaking body in our country, so its main function is to make law. First point you should learn, Parliament makes law on the subject mentioned in the union list, concurrent list, and residuary power list. As you know, all the subjects over which a government can make law are basically categorized into 3 parts, and in each part the concerned subjects are listed over which the respective government can make law, right? First is called the union list subject. Some subjects are reserved over which only parliament or union government can make law. This type of subject list is known as union list, about which you have already studied. And you know there are 97 subjects in union list, over which union government, central government, or national government, all these 3 are same, can make the law. Parliament can make the law on the union list, concurrent list subject, and residuary subjects also. You know that the residuary subjects are those subjects list which are not mentioned in union list, subject list, and concurrent list, because these are related with the modern developments regarding computer, software, and related to these matters. These related matters are listed under the residuary powers, are called residuary power, and these listed subjects are known as residuary list, over which only Parliament can make law. Is it clear? So first of all, you have to know the main function of Parliament is what? Parliament makes laws on the subject mentioned in union list, concurrent list, and residuary power list. Okay. One subject list remain, that is called subject list, state list. On state subject list also, or on the on the subject listed in subject state list, Parliament can make law also. Parliament also can make laws if it is related with the interest of nation or national importance. If the case is related in with the national importance, then Parliament can make law even on state list also, state subject list also. In this way, what have you learned? Parliament is very, very powerful institution, very powerful law-making body. Lump sum, all the subjects comes under Parliament's right to frame law or make law. Now next, no bill can be made law. No bill can be made law without the approval of Parliament. Without passing the bill by the Parliament, it cannot be made. It cannot be made. Law cannot be made. Adya, you have requested me, please send the link of yesterday's class video. I have already sent on Snap homework. Okay, later on we will discuss. Now next is approval of Parliament for passing bill is must, because without passing the bill by the Parliament, it cannot go before President for signature or his or her consent. And you know, without the consent of the President, no bill can be made law. So in short, what you know, the main function and the power of Parliament is to turn the bill into act or law. You know that Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both pass the bill and it is sent to the President for his or her consent. After getting signature over the bill, such type of bill is declared as a law. Next important function or power is what? Joint meeting is conducted to remove disagreement between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Sometimes what happens on any certain issue, if Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha do not agree with each other in passing the bill in such a condition joint meeting is conducted in which the member of both the house sit together to take decision over any bill. This type of meeting is known as joint meeting, and this joint meeting is headed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, in which their disagreement is removed. I mean, final decision is taken by conducting votes. And it is natural that in joint meeting, the victory or Lok Sabha means this type of vote. I mean, in such voting system, Lok Sabha is declared winner because the member of Lok Sabha is more than the Rajya Sabha. Now, next important function is what? Bill passed by both the houses is sent to the president for his or her consent. So these are the power and function of legislative assembly. Legislature, union legislature, right? And you can write in this way 3, 4, or 5 points. If question comes, explain the legislative powers of the parliament, or what is the legislative function or power of parliament. Here, this thing is not given elaborately in your syllabus, but clear your concept. I am going to say you how law is made legislate in the Lok Sabha or the parliament. Is it clear? First of all, regarding any topic, if parliament wants to make law, first of all, proposal is prepared, and this proposal is introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha if it is related with the ordinary bill. When proposal is introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, it is given to the, it is published in Gazette, it is first studied by the parliamentarian or selected committee, and after that it is accepted, and this is called introduction of the bill. When it is accepted, it is published in Gazette. After that, this proposal is passed from 3 stages. This is called first reading, second reading, and third reading. Selected committee, but it is done by the selected committees, right? After that, bill in the other house is sent. I mean, when it is passed by the Lok Sabha, it is sent to the Rajya Sabha, and after passing by the Rajya Sabha also, it is sent to President's assent, I mean their acceptance, consent, and when President approved it, give his or her consent, then it becomes law. So in this way, this process is applied. Okay. Only in the case of money bill, it is only introduced in Lok Sabha. And when Lok Sabha passes it, it is sent to Rajya Sabha for getting consent, or to send to the Rajya Sabha to pass. And when Rajya Sabha does not pass it, it only can delay for 14 days and it is returned to Lok Sabha, and after that Lok Sabha by itself pass it and it is sent to the president for signature and it becomes law. But it happens only in the context with money bill, not in the context with the ordinary bill. Now next is control over executive. This is called executive power of parliament, right? This is called executive power of parliament, right? So in this way, this is called executive power, and it means parliament controls or Lok Sabha controls the executive or council of ministers, right? So first of all, its main work is what? Council of minister is, right? Council of minister is controlled by the parliament, right? It is controlled by the parliament. First work of the parliament is what? Council of ministers are controlled by me. How it is controlled? First of all, you know, council of ministers are responsible, I mean collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. Okay? Council of ministers are collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. What does it mean? Whatever they will do, they will give answer to the parliament or Lok Sabha. If Lok Sabha accepts it, then the minister's work can be implemented. So they are collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. They cannot do any work by overlooking the parliament. Second one is parliament or Lok Sabha by using of no confidence motion against minister or ministers. It is a way to control executive by the parliament. What happens in such case? If any government loses its majority, as you know, a government can remain in power till its majority in parliament. It means a government is made by a majority party of parliament. When a party of which the government is there comes down from the limited number of majority members of the parliamentarian, it has to resign. Understand it clearly. Suppose now there are 543, right, parliamentarians. Okay. Majority party is BJP. How can you define, how can you know, how do you know the BJP is majority party or any party is in majority? What is the meaning of majority of party? Majority in party or majority party in parliament. You should know. There are 543 seats. Majority means more than 50%. Majority means more than 50%. If any political party whose members, whose candidates or MP gets elected more than 272 or 73 seats, such party will be called the majority party, right? BJP members or the MPs are more than 272, so it is in majority party. It is called majority party. It is clear. Now let me come to this main point, no confidence motion. When opposition is confirmed, when opposition party thinks that the party, I mean the majority party whose government is there, is less than their majority number or less than the 50% of members, then in such case he brings this type of proposal in parliament to prove that parliament has no confidence against the ministers or the executive. And if it is proved, means if it is proved that the government party has less than 50% members in their support, the government is dissolved. Prime Minister has to resign, as it happens in relation to Atal Bihari Vajpayee in his first regime, when he was the Prime Minister only for 13 days. He failed to prove the majority. I mean, BJP failed to prove the majority in the party. So, Atal Bihari Vajpayee has to resign and ministry was dissolved. Government was dissolved. So in this way, Parliament controls the executive. Now, second is, this topic is, I mean, this photo is of Council of Ministers who are sitting in front of the chair in the Parliament. Now, next, Parliament controls the government by asking the questions. As you know, executive is responsible to the legislative, I mean Parliament. And that is why different types of questions are asked by the parliamentarian to the government. So in this way, government cannot do what he or she wants to do. She has to prove, I mean executive has to prove the genuinity, reality, legality of their work. So in question R, in Parliament, executive is answerable to the Lok Sabha or Parliament. So in this way, you have learned that government asks the question to control executive. Okay. Okay. Now, by your chat box, please tell me, is my voice audible? Am I audible? Are you listening me? Some of you are claiming about my low voice. Okay, it may be the net problem. Now next is more control of Lok Sabha on union executive. It is said there is more control of Lok Sabha on union executive because most of the members of Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha the number of the member of Lok Sabha is more than the Rajya Sabha. So in case of voting, right, Lok Sabha proves more powerful. It is why Lok Sabha has more power of control over the executive. Since Rajya Sabha cannot pass a vote of no confidence, so Lok Sabha has more effective control over the union legislature. Why have you written this line? The more control of Lok Sabha on union executive. It is why, because no confidence motion is not brought on the floor of Rajya Sabha. It is introduced in only Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha members take part in it. Now, next point is what? Next point is other power, financial power. Okay, financial power, you know, finance is a very important aspect of government, because without money, no system can run. And you do not think that if anyone is prime minister or president, he is free to take decision in financial matter, or he or she can expense over any program or plan freely. Actually, government cannot take any step in the field of expenses without the budget passed by the parliament, or without approved by the parliament in financial matters. So you should learn what are the function or financial powers of parliament, Lok Sabha. You know, it passes annual budget of central government. Budget, what do you mean by budget? Budget means an account of the expenditure and income of a year, right? It is the document in which the description is written regarding the expenditure and income of a year. What a government, in a year, how much money, amount will be expenses, and what will be the accurate amount of the income in 1 year under the regime of the government. It is written, it is expected in the written form, and this is called annual budget. The annual budget is passed by the parliament for the central government. Second, no tax or any expenditure can be done or imposed or done without the approval of parliament. So it is the power of the parliament to impose tax or approve the expenditure of the government. Next, money bill only can be introduced in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha, right? And when Lok Sabha pass it, and if Rajya Sabha does not want to pass, it cannot be happen. It can only delay for 14 days, and after that, it is passed by Lok Sabha, and it is sent to the president for signature, right? Next is Lok Sabha can ignore Rajya Sabha in case of passing money bill. I mean, if Rajya Sabha sends some recommendation to bring some change in the money bill, it depends on Lok Sabha whether it accepts or rejects. Now, next is next power is what? Power to amend the constitution. Amend means reform, bring change. Constitution can be amended by the Parliament. Recently, you have seen the change or amendment brought in Article 370 in relation to Kashmir, right? So this power is, yes, you have also written 370. So now in this way, Constitution is amended by the Parliament. Parliament has power to bring change in Constitution by the help of the both houses. In respect to the amendment, both houses, I mean Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, enjoy equal power. I mean such a bill must be passed from both the houses. Now next is, there are three methods of amendment that is mentioned in your book, and you have already learned while you are studying about the Constitution chapter. Now in this way, there are three ways to pass the bill, amendment. I will bring change in amendment, bring change in Constitution. So next one, these three processes are by simple majority, by special majority, and in special majority in ratification. So in this way, amendment bill must be passed by each of houses separately. Okay. Next is electoral function. MPs, I mean member of parliament, exercise their right to vote. I mean parliament also take part in election. Here you are. Of whom election? President and vice president. They are the parliamentarian. They are casting the vote. So parliament has the electoral power. It has the electoral function. Okay. Now next is judicial power. Judicial power here, parliament can remove the president, the judge of Supreme Court and High Court by the impeachment. What is the impeachment? Impeachment is a process through which Parliament remove the president or judges of Supreme Court and High Court or Chief Justice also in case of the default. In case of their default, I mean any wrongdoing. This impeachment is passed by both the houses with a special majority. What do you mean by special majority? It means absolute majority of total membership and 2/3 majority of the present and voting in each houses in the same session. I mean minimum more than 50% of the total membership must be in the favor of this vote, and 2/3 of majority of the present, जितना भी present वहाँ voting करने वाले MPs हैं उसका 2/3 majority होना चाहिए in both the houses in the same session. And in this way, in such condition, the president or the judge, chief justice can be removed from his post. Now this one I have explained. Now the time is going to be over. Only 1 minute you have, so you can tell me about your